Hey everybody, it is Nicole, and today is Monday. So a couple of things, these are just some housekeeping things. Um, I have a giveaway going on right now. It ends on Wednesday. I believe that is the 7th at midnight, and the keyword that is for the giveaway that I had given in my last video. I looked it up. The keyword is actually one word, and so if and I looked it up, it is indeed one word. Um, I asked Siri, and I believe Siri checks the dictionary, and it looks like it's one word. So if you have decided to enter, you are more than welcome to go back to your comment and change it, because that is how I am going to be picking the winner. I'm not going to give you the word, but if you had decided to enter the giveaway, you are more than welcome to go back to your comments and change change it to one word. Okay, one word. Um, I'll try to remember to put the link in the description below so you know, so you can easily click on the link and then go and hop on over and make that change. I have no problem with you going over and amending it. Okay, so um, for those of you who may or not remember, I have said that I wanted to include videos where I do kind of a vlog or discussion or whatever you want to call it about self care, um, mental health, um, just overall wellness or whatever it is. Okay. So, number one, I'm not a doctor. Number two, I'm not a psychiatrist, psychologist, therapist, social worker, or anything like this. This is just something that's from me that I want to talk about because I think it's important. Um, so that's going to be this kind of video. And it's gotten kind of a mixed bag reaction from people. I think it's something that's important. So if this is not your type of video, I get it. I understand. So if you don't want to watch it, I understand too. But I hope you do because I do think it's something that needs to be talked about because it's not talked about enough. Um, and I want us to be able to have a free and open discussion about these certain kinds of things and be able to say it's okay to talk about it and it's okay to um, not be judged for it because this is a judgment free zone. It's important for you to understand that I don't judge anybody for not wanting to talk about it, wanting to talk about it, not get an advice any to get not get any advice for it, to want to talk about it, want to get advice for it, or just to learn about it, because some people may not understand what it's like to live in a situation that I'm in or somebody else lives in because nobody's experience is the same. So my feelings won't be hurt if you decide this is not the type of video for you. Now, granted, I do have lots of fun things coming up, and as far as other videos. So, I have yet to decide on doing a live at some point this week. I just want to gauge myself as far as where my energy level is because um, my husband is away on a business trip, and so it's dependent on me to make sure that this stuff gets taken care of. Because I do rely on him a lot sometimes when things are not going well. So, I kind of want to talk about a couple of different things. One of the things is um, taking time for yourself away from social media. Um, and luckily, my kids aren't too into the whole social media game as far as like Facebook and TikTok or uh, while they do like, YouTube, they are not very, they don't do Facebook, they don't do Instagram, they don't do TikTok. So, and my younger one, he's too young to do either. He doesn't watch television, he does watch YouTube. But he also, he and his brother, his older brother, they do go outside and, play basketball, they play catch with the football. Yesterday, was it yesterday? No, it was Saturday. My husband bought them an inexpensive dartboard, and so my husband set it up, and then they were playing the dartboard for a couple of hours rather than being on their phones. So there's that as well. And so, I find that that's super important that you take time away from doing YouTube, from being on social media, and spending time with your family. And even if it just means, watching fun movie together or running an errand together, or whatever it might be, catching a movie together, having dinner together. Because that's the thing is that even if we say we get McDonald's, right? It's not everybody kind of like everybody has their nose buried in their phone while having McDonald's. The phone gets put away, and everybody sits and we talk. And it's the four of us sitting there and talking and joking around, and how was your day? Did you have a good day? And we actually have, a face to face conversation instead of this, you know, that's all you see. Um, that's not the type of family we are. Um, and it's always been that way since the time where uh, we had my stepson. And so it's super important that I think, anyway, that you take time away from being on your phone and interact with real life people, because you never know what you're going to miss. And it's important not to miss those things, those small things, the big things, and stuff like that. And then with that being said, um, this week, like I said, I am going to be on my own. And so I'm going to try to, now the keyword is try, to record some videos that I can upload for next week, because my husband is going to be off the majority of next week, and I want to be able to spend time with him because it's important. It's important to me to be able to spend time with him, because I don't necessarily get to see him a lot because he works from 4 a.m. and he works till 2 p.m. And as you know, starting that early, you go to bed early. And so usually he goes to bed at 7:30 or 8 o'clock in the evening. And so it's left up to me to make sure that my youngest brushes his teeth, gets in the shower, and, goes to bed and all of that stuff, which is fine. I don't have any problem whatsoever with doing that. But it doesn't give my husband and I any sort of one-on-one time together. So the fact that he does, because he was given the option of, having this particular block of time after he comes back from his business trip off, or this particular time off when he comes back from his business trip. So he picked having the whole entire pretty much week of next week off. So I think he says he's going to have like 5 days off. So my plan is, keyword plan, is to um, pre record a couple of videos so that I can just quickly upload it for you guys ahead of time. And then I don't have to worry about what I'm going to be recording um, while he's out. It can be just me concentrating on spending time with him, and that's it. And then also concentrating on my mental health. And then the other thing, too, is just to kind of give you guys an update. My hysterectomy has been scheduled. So I have my pre op, which is scheduled on February 27th. So that's where, for those of you who have gone through surgery, you go in and you talk to the anesthesia office, whether it's the doctor or the nurse. Each one does it different. What I've dealt with is usually the nurse, where they, take your vitals at that time, talk to you a little bit about what's going to be happening. So you sign all the paperwork and all of that. And then the other thing too is, you know, they explain to you risks and da 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 da. And then the actual surgery itself is scheduled for March 7th at 11:30. I have to spend one night at the hospital, and then I'll be out on the 8th. And then it's going to be a total of 6 weeks of recovery. My doctor said that he will want to see me 2 weeks post op. And then, I'm assuming it's going to be a couple of weeks and then a couple of weeks, and then I should be okay, barring anything happening, which, I don't think anything will happen. And then it's going to be where the hysterectomy is going to be a full hysterectomy. I will not be able to keep my ovaries because of the history of cancer in my family. So he wants to avoid the chances of me getting ovarian cancer, cervical cancer, uterine cancer, and the whole 9 yards. So unfortunately, it is what it is, and I would rather be safe than sorry when it comes to that. And then it will, at the age of 45, it will jumpstart early menopause, which I've heard can be fine, not fine, mild, not mild. So we'll see how it goes. My mom said hers was fairly mild, so I'm keeping my fingers for a mild menopause. And then the one thing is that I will have to go on hormone replacement, which is fine. And it's just a matter of finding the correct one, because my mom said for her, estrogen is what caused her breast cancer. So there might be some trial and error as that goes. I am no longer on the medication that I had for my arthritis, because it was causing so many issues. I'm still losing weight, unfortunately. I am now down to, last time I got on the scale, it was about 97.8 pounds. So I'm still trying to figure out the best way to get my weight up, because everything just tastes odd. I did see my neurologist for the first time last week. I went to Edmond, Oklahoma, which I think, from what I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's a suburb of Oklahoma City. That was not a fun drive. It was a 45-minute drive to there and a 45-minute drive back. And so when I got there, the nurse asked me if I was in a lot of pain, which I was. Um, but you can't take anything when you're driving, and so uh, there's that. So I'm gonna have to go through some additional testing. Uh, the neurologist is concerned about the tremors that I have because of the family history of Parkinson's disease. So he said he's going to take a look at my medical records with Kaiser, and he's going to decide if I need to have some new MRIs done, because I already have had so many MRIs done. I had a spinal tap done. So yeah. And then I'm gonna also have to have some more blood work done. But the other thing is he wants to have me tested for Parkinson's because of the hand tremors. So you guys have probably seen that with the resin pouring. Uh, so I don't know. I don't know what to think of that. It's probably nothing. It's just a test. It's just a test. Oh, another fun thing that happened last week is that there was an earthquake here in Oklahoma. For those of you who follow me who live in Oklahoma, I don't know if you felt it, but we could feel it here in Stillwater. It was a 5.1 earthquake, which is actually pretty big. In Hawaii, there are lots of earthquakes because of the volcano. So it was kind of caught me off guard because it was fairly late at night when it happened. It was like something like maybe about 11:30 at night when it happened, and it wasn't too far into the Earth's crust. Is the reason why like you could feel it so much, and so yeah, there's that, and so. I texted that to my family in Hawaii, and they were kind of shocked because, in reality, you know, you don't necessarily hear about Oklahoma having earthquakes. You mainly hear of places like California or whatever having earthquakes, or maybe Florida. I think Florida, but mainly California, definitely Hawaii because of the volcano. So, in any case, that was interesting. My husband has never felt an earthquake, and he said to me, he said he was glad he was awake to feel what an earthquake felt like. So that was pretty funny. Um, but yeah, so anyhow, that's what's going on that end of everything. I want you guys to know that uh, it's important to be able to talk to people about how you feel mentally and physically. It's important to have a support system because you can't bear it on your own as much as one would like to think that you should. You can't do it alone. You shouldn't have to do it alone. Um, I do these kinds of videos to tell you it's okay to want to talk about it. It's okay to say I'm having a tough time. It's okay to say I can't get out of bed today, or I've only been able to make it to the couch today. I can't change out of my pajamas. Or I've only been able to, like, for me, do a couple of things, or I don't know if I'm going to be able to do XYZ tomorrow um, because I'm having a tough time today. Or no, I can't do it. It's okay to say no because you just can't, and not feel guilty about it. Don't ever feel guilty for saying no because you physically cannot do it or you mentally cannot do it. Um, because uh, I mean, especially if you're dealing with, chronic illnesses or chronic pain. It's tough. As my neurologist and my rheumatologist have said, it's all about small victories. And if it just means getting up out of bed and brushing your teeth and moving to the couch from your bed, then good for you. Pat yourself on the back and say, I did it today. Or hey, I managed to get the groceries done today. Good for you. I'm proud of you that you were able to do it. Don't let anybody put you down for anything otherwise. Or say if you're working on a project and you finish the project, good for you, fantastic. And oh, what's the funny thing that I got a kick out of is my husband FaceTimed me yesterday after he had checked in the hotel and had dinner. He has a coworker with him. He said that his coworker is married, so they were, I think he said that they were on their way to check into the hotel, and his coworker called his wife and put her on speakerphone because he was driving, and his wife picked up the phone. I don't he said that he couldn't remember if the wife said hello when she answered the phone or not, but I guess like the first thing out of her mouth was like, what did the dog do to my yarn? Okay. And my husband said at first he thought, what did the dog do to the yard? Like, YARD. But I guess it turns out his coworker's wife loves to crochet, like I do and like you do, for those of you who crochet. And so I just started laughing, and he's like, oh Lord. And he, when he found out that it was yarn, because I guess his coworker's wife loves to crochet and has a fairly large stash of yarn. I'm like, yes, somebody else to be like, she gets it. She totally gets having like endless amounts of yarn and not saying that, you know, um, having too much yarn, that there is no such thing as that. And so my husband said, well, if your wife is out of yarn, she can have some of my wife's. And I'm like, hey, don't be giving away my yarn to like people. That's not okay. So I guess he told his coworker, yeah, my wife has like boxes of yarn like everywhere. I'm like, yeah, and so I share it with people. That's okay. And there's no problem with having all of this yarn, because there's no such thing as having too much. That's fine. I love my yarn, you know. So I don't know what kind of yarn she likes, and where she buys from. But obviously there's a Hobby Lobby and there's a Joann's here. So I don't know if she exclusively buys from there in Walmart, or if she buys online. But I'm thinking, maybe I want to meet her, and like if she only buys from those places, maybe it can help expand her horizons, and see if she's interested in learning of other places that she can buy yarn, and I can be a instigator of like places that she can buy different kinds of yarn. So you know how that goes. That's always fun to do. um, but anyway, uh, yeah, I just, I don't know. I am, I'm tired today because I had a hard time sleeping last night. Even though I was exhausted, like, I took my husband to the airport at 5 o'clock in the morning. You would think I would be able to come back and go back to sleep. Nope, was not able to. Um, but at some point I must have, because I woke up and it was like 10:30. Um, but and then I was off and on sleeping through the day. But yeah, and then of course when it was time to sleep, I was not able to sleep. Plus I was in a lot of pain, and I know you guys know what it's like to have pain insomnia. Um, I said that to my neurologist, and my rheumatologist are like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's like a thing, where like you want to sleep and you're tired, and but everything hurts, and you're trying to figure out a comfortable position to sleep in, and you can't seem to find it. And when you think you found it, it's not there. Like you're like, oh, okay, I think I can sleep." And then something like jostles you a little bit, and then it's not comfortable anymore. So it is what it is. So, um, anyhow, yeah. So I hope these videos really do help you, like, kind of let you know that it's okay. And then also what's going on with me, and to know that, I understand what you're going through, and that, that, you have somebody out there that understands, that gets it, and that, doesn't judge you at all, ever. And then the other thing, as the housekeeping thing, don't forget about that giveaway. If you need to change the word to what it's supposed to be, please do so, because I want everybody to have a chance to win. So the giveaway is open until uh, the 7th on midnight, and then I will draw for it on the 11th. That's Super Bowl Sunday. I'll probably try to draw it earlier in the day, as much as possible, because I'm sure, I don't know how much of you are going to be watching this Super Bowl, but I will try to draw it earlier in the day if I can. My husband will be back on the 9th. I don't, think he's going to be working, but anyway, I'll try to draw it early on the 9th. And then, again, I will try to put videos together so that I can drop some videos the week of the 12th, because you may not see much of me, because he is going to be off that week, because he was given that option, and I want to be able to dedicate as much time with him as possible, um, because it's important to me to be able to spend time with him. You know, I'm sure you guys get it. When you have time with your loved ones, spend it with your loved ones. It's super important, um, because you only have this one life, and it's imperative to enjoy it as much as possible. So with that being said, make sure you subscribe. Hit the notification button, especially because I'm really thinking about going live at some point this week. I don't want to interfere with others who are going to go live this week. I know that Thrift has her lives usually on Thursdays for members. And then D Creative Hands has her lives on Saturday. So I'm trying to fit it somewhere at that point. And then I, want to try to figure out something, for all of us, fun to participate in with the live. So keep an eye out. So more of a reason to subscribe, more of a reason to hit the notification button, give me a thumbs up, put a comment down below. I really appreciate it. And then until next time, I will talk to you guys later. All right? Bye.